Well, good morning and good afternoon to all. Thank you to the 4/1000 initiative for welcoming us and for being such a wonderful partner through this path that we have started. A few words on Amarenco. We are a solar energy and electricity storage company. We operate across 3 continents in Europe, APAC, and MENA. And our activity is to develop, build, operate infrastructures that include ground-mounted photovoltaic sites, agri-solar sites, among others. So this means that we have infrastructures that are on land. And 2 years ago, in collaboration with 4/1000, we committed to regenerating this land, regenerating soil ecosystems on our sites, being below the panels, around the panels directly. And this led us to have the ambition to produce regenerative electrons. So once we said that, we had to understand, discover how this works. And as it was said in previous talks, this takes time. And we didn't want to make errors and to replicate that on tens, hundreds of sites. So we worked on 8 pilots during those years in order to understand how we can work as a solar company on regeneration. And we are now starting to scale up and to gradually rethink our portfolio, our sites, in order to include regenerative approaches to our way of working, to our way of designing the site. So concretely, what does it look like? We, for example, we implement a selection of species, the way that we select the species in the meadows. We changed the site's layouts to integrate riparian galleries, to integrate other ecological infrastructures that would bring value to the land as it was. And we integrated that before thinking at where we should put the solar panels, for example. So we looked at the services that we could bring to this very same ecosystem. We worked on degraded agricultural land and integrated agroforestry on this land below the panels. We implement managed grazing and a set of other solutions. So what I want to share with you today is what this path looks like for a private company, an industrial infrastructure company, and to share a few key learnings. First, thinking about bringing this program to scale since the beginning changed the way that we approached it. It has been slower, probably, than developing flagship projects, but we now have the tools and we have the partners in order to move forward progressively. So we are quite excited, and we have been since the beginning of thinking about the large scale, about implementing it on the full portfolio. Second, we invest through the lifetime of our plans. And this makes the regenerative programs possible on each side because subsidized carbon credit certificates are important. But we also discovered that there will not always be sufficient and widespread, so that innovative and decentralized financing is also key to make this possible, and that we need the private sector also to believe in this existential need in order to flow, to have the necessary flow of money for that. Another crucial point is for how long this financing can last. And as we see increased interest in regeneration and soil regeneration, we see also some incentives, but there is a risk for unsafe, unsustained incentives to actually increase the precarity of farmers that go on the path to agricultural transition. So we are lucky to have products at our plants that live for 30 years. And we commit to sustain our efforts for regeneration through the lifetime of the plants. So this also helps work with the farmers on our sites, with our partners on ecological practices on the long term, and to allow them to see in the long term as well. Another element is that we aim to do our solar activity well, but since we are a regenerative solar company, we aim to do regeneration well as well. And we could not do that without the partners that accompany us throughout this path. Some of them are here today, and I want really to thank Biosphere and Genesis that work with us since the beginning and that have been wonderful support for us. Also, scientific partnership is key, and I want to thank again Volver 1000 that has been guiding us in understanding the science behind what we are doing and how to improve that. And finally, besides much needed public support that is needed today, we also believe that these decentralized actions are key to support soil health improvement. We see directly a growing number of clients, a growing number of investors and partners that share the same values, that value that. Actually, we see that the community is increasing. And even through these times of uncertainty, we need to ensure that we maintain the efforts to keep this change of scale. Thank you.